Time now for a sports update on a podcast. Kyle Schwarber agrees to return to the Phillies on a 5-year, $150 million deal. Inter Miami's Lionel Messi wins MLS MVP for the second straight year. And finally, Neil Armstrong and the Apollo 11 crew had to clear U.S. customs and immigrations upon returning from the moon in 1969. How about that, Izzy? I mean, we're in the middle of football season, college football playoff, and Schwarbs agrees to a $150 million deal. Huh?
So he wasn't a Philly this past year?
He was, yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Agreed to go back.
Re-signed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Kyle Schwarber is back.
How about that?
And the Dodgers added Edwin Diaz. Unnecessary.
Any additions the Dodgers make is an unnecessary addition.
Should be unallowed.
That team is good enough, right?
They should only be able to make any moves after the rest of the teams have said, okay, we're good. Now you guys can take scraps.
No, Izzy, what's funny, besides us talking baseball in the middle of football season, what is funny is Taylor he wasn't around when there was a time when everyone in Major League Baseball felt about the Yankees the way we do now about the Dodgers, meaning the Yankees would simply outspend everyone. Taylor would get any player he wanted on the free agency market because they simply spent more money than any other team. And now the Dodgers are doing it to Taylor, and I love to see it. I did.
So you're saying Taylor doesn't know he's being hypocritical?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Okay.
No.
I know what he doesn't know.
You do know you're being hypocritical.
I know I'm being hypocritical.
Okay.
I'm just not winning titles anymore, so that's why I'm complaining.
So what were they looking for in customs coming back from the moon? Like, did they think that
Jesus?
They're trying to steal moon rocks or something? It's like, oh, shit, I'm busted.
It does seem like an unnecessary step.
I mean, they went to the moon, all right? On behalf of the United States of America, they're astronauts. They're famous. They do not need to go and sit in line and go through immigrations and customs when they get back. It's patently absurd.
They get
deserve
global
better.
entry. They didn't get universal entry.
You think it was a long line?
No, fair, totally fair. Right? It's not. Listen, it's not Cancun. Okay.
Big NBA Cup quarterfinal night, Stu.
Oh, fuck you.
I know. I know you're excited
Fucking
about
astronauts
it.
in Cancun. I mean,
I'm going to tell you one name, and I think you're going to be shocked to hear that this person's still playing in the NBA, and he's playing tonight for a high-end Eastern Conference team.
so I'm going to be shocked that this person is still playing in the association. Okay.
Yes.
Eastern Conference.
I can even tell you the team. You won't find out the guy's name.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Give me the team.
It's the Toronto Raptors. That's a bad start right there. I went outside the States for you. Like, there's zero chance. I bet you don't even know who the Toronto Raptors' current leading scorer is.
Van Vliet. Has he moved on?
Van Vliet is a Houston Rocket, and he's sitting out the season with an injury. Brandon Ingram is Toronto's leading scorer.
Okay, not the guy you were saying that we'd be
Not the guy
surprised
that you'd be surprised by.
because he's young.
The name on this roster, which will make you both happy and feel old, it's Garrett Temple.
Oh, wow.
Garrett Temple.
Still hanging around, huh?
Still hanging around. The guy whose name you'd hear at the trade deadline and be like, hey, that guy's going to be a good addition for that team. That man has been in the league forever. He's still hanging around with the Toronto Raptors. Is that going to make you want to watch the NBA Cup?
No, it's not. It's going to make me want to watch it less. What'd you make of, I said it yesterday, I was kind of joking, but what'd you make, speaking of guys, if Phillip Rivers was still playing in the NFL, you'd be shocked, and he might be starting in a week or two. I kind of threw that out as a joke because that's someone the Colts had kind of dabbled with in the past. Phillip Rivers coming back. What'd you make of that? Because I threw Phillip Rivers' name out there yesterday just as it was just comedy, pure comedy. I wasn't being serious. I had no idea that the Colts were actually going to pick up the phone hours later, talk to Phillip Rivers, and Phillip Rivers was coming in for a tryout. But you have reached desperate times when you are going to Phillip Rivers to save your season.
When Mikey sent that text, I was certain it was a fake account.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh, okay, it's funny. It's a follow-up from Stu's joke. There's no way 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, because I'm 48 and I get injured like that if I'm trying to play with a bunch of 20-year-olds. So Phillip Rivers at 44, but that's not even the detail about this that sort of made me jump out of my seat when I saw it.
What was it?
He's a grandfather.
He is.
Like, we're sitting here talking about LeBron James. It's amazing you're playing with your son. Phillip Rivers is already a grandfather, and he might be back in the NFL. That, to me, is like, needs to somehow, if he's not in the Hall of Fame, that little nugget just needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Well, he delays, if he plays even a snap, he delays his road to Canton.
So he has to play. Like, he could, from what I read, it was just thought of like to bring him on the practice squad because
If he
Riley
signs
Leonard's
to-
supposed to play.
So if he signs to the active roster, it resets the clock. But
Just signs. Okay.
so every report has said potential Hall of Famer Phillip Rivers. Is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer, or is this a case where he has to sign and then he either plays his way in or plays his way out?
I mean, you think he
Wow.
can play his way in at 44 years old?
No,
I
he
don't
can.
think
If he
so.
wins the Super Bowl with the Colts or even gets them to an AFC championship
First
game or
ballot.
even wins that division, I'm going to put him first ballot. I mean, I am. Seriously. I don't have a vote, but I would if I did, you know?
Is it more impressive because he's a grandpa? Is because he's 44, or if he was like 34 and came back and did this, not as impressive?
The fact that there's a grandpa, you call him, someone out there calls him grandpa is what makes it the most impressive thing ever in sports, if indeed it played out like that, you know?
Probably grandpa's probably not. You call it Pappy, right? He looks like a Pappy. Pop, maybe.
Austin Eckler told us the story once upon meeting, he played with him at the Chargers, and he said the first time, I guess he was meeting Phillip Rivers, he was on the sidelines of a game before the game, and he was with his entire family. And Austin Eckler just figured, because there were so many kids there, that it was some sort of charity organization. And so Phillip Rivers was doing a little pregame charity appearance with a bunch of kids. And then he found out later on from Phillip, no, that's my entire family over there. All of them. All those kids, mine. No charity. My kids. Funny.
That is hilarious.
So we have an update from Jeremy Fowler on the Phillip Rivers workout. The Phillip Rivers workout with the Colts took place Monday night, per source. Threw the ball well. We'll see what's next.
Still spit it. I mean, and that's when you have to do the Phillip Rivers tryout. It has to be, secret Monday night. No one's really paying attention. You sneak Rivers into the facility, throws the ball a little bit, and you sneak him right back out.
Threw the ball well. That man is going to be 75 years old with great grandkids and will still be able to throw the ball well. Like, that's never going to go away unless his shoulder comes apart. But it's the rest of the football that was the question mark. Nobody ever wondered I wonder if he can still throw the ball because he's old. No, of course he can still throw the ball.
Right.
Why is that man hitting pop?
Jesus, could you imagine if his first snap at 44 years old is the same exact situation as Fernando Mendoza's first snap against Ohio State? I think it's like, you know what? I'm good.
It all comes back to Mendoza. I mean, it always
Always.
does. Only you can tie the Phillip Rivers story back to Mendoza.
I was trying to think of the hardest quarterback hit that I've seen lately, and that's the one. I'm
Right.
sorry.
But I'm with you on this. Like, Dan Marino could probably still spin it. It's the rest of football that's problematic for him. Yes.
Yes. He just can't move left or right. He just can't run very fast.
But if you guarantee Marino a 3-step drop and he could step up and make a pass, I mean, Marino would probably lead the NFL in passing today if he had that,
I was going to say, if you want to see an offense play on time, put a 44-year-old back there. It's going to be 3 steps and gone.
I don't know, Mikey. I was just thinking, if you're going through your progressions, turning your neck kind of hurts a little bit at that age, especially when you're wearing a big giant helmet. I don't know if that's
There's no more progressions. It is, I am throwing this ball to you as soon as I can.
Yeah, you're definitely a first read quarterback.
But we want to see this happen, right? There's no second read from Mikey A. It's see it, throw it. That's it. Even if what he sees, like Jalen Hurts, is the other team's defender. But you would be in for that, right? Like, that would be a great. We want this to happen. We want Phillip Rivers to come back, right, and play a game at quarterback for the Colts. We do.
I think I said 2 weeks ago that you couldn't pay me to watch the Colts. You put Phillip Rivers on that team, I'm definitely watching. Maybe it's like watching for elderly abuse because I think that guy's going to get torn apart. Right. But I would 100% watch that.
So you're saying that someone could pay you an amount of money to watch the Colts if Phillip Rivers was playing quarterback?
No,
I'm
they
saying
can go
I
ahead
would
and pay
an
Phillip
amount of
Rivers.
money to watch Phillip Rivers play quarterback.
They go ahead and pay Phillip Rivers. I'll watch for free. What is now you're gonna have to pardon me on this because Taylor didn't watch too much of that game last night. But I did see about this positivity rabbit. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like it was the most throwaway type of option to bring the vibes up in the Philadelphia locker room because it says Happy Easter. Like it's not just a rabbit, it's a Easter decoration. And so the amount of thought that went into this would be like, hey, this would be funny if we threw this in the locker room. Not like, oh, let me go find something that will bring up the vibe from the locker room. The amount of effort put into this was 0%. And I just think it's perfectly indicative of what's wrong with the Eagles. It's like, I don't think you guys are addressing the problem correctly.
They can't even do positivity correctly.
Exactly.
Right. Because I don't to me, positivity and rabbits don't go hand in hand.
No, I mean, look, if they would have won in overtime, overcoming 4 interceptions, probably only would have been 3, right? Because that last one was the costly one. But if they would have won, that positivity rabbit would have been everywhere. Would have been, probably owning Philadelphia.
Yes.
But now, when you really look at it, it's just like, was that even an effort? Just the Happy Easter thing just gets me. At least just cross it off.
Right. I think you hit on something that's super interesting, and I said this in hour number 1. The fact that the Eagles played that poorly on the road and turned the ball over that much, and everyone on the Chargers had an interception. Everyone in that stadium had an interception except the positivity rabbit. The fact that the Eagles still had chances, multiple chances, and probably should have won that football game. I think if you're in now, listen, this is not going to happen today because WIP is having a field day today. 20 shares, boys. Enjoy it. Have at it. Have it, everyone. Okay, including A.J. Brown, who was a complete disgrace. But if I'm a reasonable Eagles fan, and that's a funny sentence, if I'm a reasonable Eagles fan, I'm thinking to myself, hey, we turned it over 5 or 6 times, and we still had multiple chances to win on the road against a pretty good football team. We're okay. We're fine.
At this point in the season, this would be probably the most unlikely or surprising repeat champion ever, right? Like there is the less than 1% chance that the Eagles are going to repeat as champions. Does anybody think that they can put it together? Like even when they're talking about their problems, they don't even know what to say their main problem is. They just kind of talk in vagaries and say, oh, it's a little bit of everything. Right. There's no chance this team comes back from this and has a playoff run, right?
Let me be clear. Everyone talking about the problems with the Eagles, if they're not being direct, let me be direct for them. It's Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts doesn't think he's the problem, but the rest of the team thinks Jalen Hurts is a problem. Jalen does not think that, though.
Well, statistically, and help me out here, Taylor or Mikey, he's not having before last night's game, because 4 interceptions don't really change the math there.
He had 2
but before
turnovers
last
in one
night's
play.
game, he wasn't having that horrible a season compared to his previous seasons, right? Jalen Hurts himself.
He wasn't great, and I'm somebody who thinks Jalen Hurts isn't as good as maybe the national narrative is.
I've never loved him.
But a couple of the incompletions he had last night, A.J. Brown drops 2 walk-in touchdowns practically. Yep. And if A.J. Brown even catches one of those, if one of the drops turned into an interception that the Chargers got points, Jake Elliott missed a field goal, it feels like Jalen Hurts is the scapegoat for this offense, but it's an offense that just has 0 rhythm together.
Well, he's throwing it more than he did last year. I think 5 more per game. That was going into last night's game. So more responsibility on him. Like you said, Taylor, that's not a great thing because he's not the most accurate guy in the world. And I know what you said, dropped a couple of passes, but a couple of those interceptions, he was really trying to force it in between a couple of defenders. And just so it's bad decisions sometimes and it's inaccurate passes sometimes. That's a bad combination.
He already has more passing attempts this season than he did all of last year. He still has less completions than he did last year because it's just a different offense. The only way I would say the Eagles could possibly make a run is if they, as the playoffs start, they tell A.J. Brown to shut up. Nobody cares. And all they do is go back to, hey, remember how we haven't been giving the ball to Saquon Barkley all year? Well, guess what? He's got fresh legs. Here you go, Saquon. Here's 30 touches a game.
Right.
He basically had this season a slight worse season than this in 2023. So, and then he comes back the next year and wins a Super Bowl. So the idea, like, I don't think that in Philly they're thinking, meaning the organization, that they're thinking, let's assess Jalen Hurts here. He might be on his last legs. I think they've stuck with him through enough already to believe that he'll overcome this as well.
And they're going to stick with him. He has 19 touchdowns. He has, I believe, 6 interceptions. Most of them came last night. He has an additional 8 rushing touchdowns. It's not like he's having a bad year. And the Eagles are still a good team. They're still one of the favorites in the NFC. I know what you're saying. I think people might be surprised if Philadelphia made it back to the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be one of them. I wouldn't be shocked.
It's way too early to write off this Eagles team as a Super Bowl contender. One, because of how good their defense is. And two, it's a team that has playoff experience just winning the Super Bowl. And if you're looking for a glass half full from that performance against the Chargers, Saquon Barkley did rush for 122 yards. The Eagles rushed for 6.1 yards per carry. Like if that ground game figures it out and takes some of that pressure off Jalen Hurts, they could make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah, but he did get 50-something on one carry.
Would it be, though? I think it would be, if they won the Super Bowl, I think it would be the most unlikely repeat champion ever. Because you're talking about the Chiefs won back-to-back, and I don't think at any point in that second season that people thought this team is done, right?
I did. Yeah.
Did you?
Yes, several times. Yes.
Whoa, that was before, not during, not in between, like in the middle of the back-to-back championships.
I've been saying something's off in Kansas City for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. Now, listen, it took a while for me to be right, but eventually I was right. There is something off in Kansas City, yeah. But I said it during the back-to-back run, yeah.
Just early.
Yep.
Just a little bit early.
Visionary, yep.
I think it's clear that if they just get rid of Travis Kelce, everything will be okay. I can't get over that drop that turned into an interception, and everybody's talking about Patrick Mahomes. It's like, Jesus, Travis Kelce, hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
There is something to be said that when you're still Patrick Mahomes' go-to guy, Travis Kelce, that's a problem. they need to find somebody else.
Well, Rashee Rice really feels like his go-to guy now, but even he let him down in that game.
Yeah, but in a big spot, he's always looking for Kelce. He is. He's just it's a security blanket of sorts, I guess, for him. But then I'm not saying Kelce needs to retire. He shouldn't. He's having a very good year. The Chiefs need more weapons. I can't believe I'm saying this. Patrick Mahomes needs more weapons.
On the topic of Travis Kelce, as talking to 3 people who are either married or in very, very serious relationships, what did you guys think of the Travis Kelce coming out and saying him and Taylor Swift never been in an argument once in their relationship?
Then they haven't been in a relationship.
Right.
Yes.
That's how I respond to that.
Yes. Taylor, put that on the poll. If you haven't argued once, have you been in a relationship? It's such a great point by Mikey. Until you have an argument, there is no relationship because you need to see how you bounce back from said argument. You're right. Yes.
I don't care if it's your significant other or your parent or sibling, like the person you love in the world the most. You go 2.5 years side by side with that person, you're going to get into arguments.
Yes.
You're going to get into arguments. It's impossible not to.
Wait, so this is different. You're calling bullshit on this. You're saying they have argued before. Is that what you're saying?
Of course they've argued before. Now, have they argued and maybe looked around and be like, yeah, we can't do this because there's people watching. And then by the time they're by themselves, they're not arguing anymore. But you spend enough time by yourself that anything can turn into an argument, especially when you have the stresses of those two. So if they are not arguing, they are not being genuine with each other.
They might want to have one before they get married. I mean, if they haven't, if indeed it is true, I'm with Mikey. You may just want to, you have to argue before you get married. You have to. Because you need to know if you could sustain the argument. Arguments are a key to marriage.
You need to know if you are a makeup sex couple or not a makeup sex couple, because makeup sex goes
sex.
hard. I'm just saying.
I've done it.
So they need to figure that out. They need to figure that out because, you need to know how you're coming out of a fight. You're either going to be like, all right, we just need some time apart, or you need that real time together.
But I understand what you're saying. They're human beings, okay? They've spent enough time together. I know it seems like they have a charmed life, a perfect life, a near perfect life, but they're human beings. And there's stuff that Travis does that has to annoy Taylor. And there's stuff that Taylor does that has to annoy Travis. Well, and if they say otherwise, they're both lying.
Everything that her exes have ever done has annoyed her. She's put it in a song. And so she's like genuine about her previous relationships. So that's one of the things people love about her. You know, she feels like she's always being real. This does not feel real.
Right.
This does not feel real at all.
So this came from an interview on the New Heights podcast while Travis Kelce and his brother were interviewing George Clooney. And George Clooney is the one who started the claim by saying that him and his wife had never gotten in an argument in 10 years together. And I think Kelce kind of got backed into a corner and be like, me too, buddy.
Yeah, that's wrong. Clooney's wife is a lawyer. Okay. They argued.
Yes, I know, but you're married to Clooney. It's like, you know, he
just wanted to steal your soda's Clooney line.
So wait, you're saying Clooney backed Travis into a corner where Travis had to come out? Funny. Hey, I'm just like George. We never fight either. Like, is that right? Because you don't want to be Travis and say, no, we fight all the time, me and Taylor, because that's news. He can't say anything. I mean, but he put himself in that corner. I mean, yes.
Does
do you think Travis? I mean, and if he hasn't, he should, just to see how Taylor reacts. Do you think he's farted under the sheets yet? I mean, what do you think? Because it's a different kind of fart. It just sits there and it just stays and it stays and it sits, and then when you lift up the sheets and then Taylor smells it, and it's the worst fucking smelling thing you've ever smelled in your entire life. And you need to see how Taylor bounces back from that. I mean, you do.
I can't wait to hear that song.
Does that turn into an argument? Or is she just questioning her life choices in general in that situation? Because you're right about one thing. I don't know why it does linger more than any other fart. The ones that
stays there.
It
gets stuck in the sheets. Yeah.
And if it's a bad one, oh my God.
I'm telling you.
Get up out of bed. You might have to get up out of bed, and then that's just a conversation point.
If you overcome that in your marriage, you can overcome anything. I'm telling you.
You start with it. So when you get proposed to, you're like, wait a second, I can't answer this. Let's do a Dutch oven real quick. And
yeah, we haven't done it yet.
Dutch oven me, and then I'll see if I can marry you. I don't think that's the way that goes.
You don't know me yet.
Do you think Taylor Swift has like a notes app open of all her complaints of Travis Kelce so that she remembers in case they ever do break up and she can write songs about it more easily?
She has to.
I think she has an album.
I think she has to have like a diary in a safe inside of another safe that she keeps all her notes for all her boyfriends, because that's going to be gold down the road.
You have it in a safe that's inside a safe?
Yeah. I mean, you got to really be careful these days.
You think Trav is doing the same thing, though? Like,
no.
What's he going to do? Release a song?
Right.
You never know. I mean, you know.
I think it's unfortunate because Travis is on a path where he will only look worse in his career. And she's not there. Like, she's at the peak of her powers. And so it's going to feel like Travis, I don't know, as the letdown. I mean, especially after last week, I just can't get over those two. If you remember the one that he dropped before that, it was so embarrassing because he dropped it and then he thought it like bounced up in the air. So he just kind of looked back for the ball. And I was like, man, you've never looked older. Never. Right. And then what did he do the very next time he got the ball thrown to him? Oh, bobbled it up and it's behind him. And
he looked older. Right.
He did look older.
So I'm looking at tight end stats right now. He's second among all tight ends in receiving yards this season. And he's second in yards after the catch. So he doesn't look great, but he's still pretty good.
Oh, no, he's really good. He's had a good season. I mean,
think that's a lot of what Stugotz has said. It's just say that's his target. That's his go-to guy. He's going to throw it to him whether he's open or not. And I think that's a little bit of the sort of spoiled level we've gotten with Travis. It's like, yes, he's going to catch it whether he's open or not. And a couple of those throws that he did mishandle weren't perfect throws. They were behind him, but we're expecting him to catch that. And we're not expecting him to fumble it and turn it into a costly interception.
And Mahomes has that same expectation because you saw how frustrated he was. He's like, man, that's my guy. That's my blanket. I throw it to him. When I need a catch, I throw it to him. And now this guy that I relied on for so many years is dropping a pass here and there. Not all the time, having a good year, but he's dropping a couple of big passes. And Mahomes was frustrated by it. You could see it all over him. So,
but they're still going to win the Super Bowl, right?
No, they're not. They have no chance of winning the Super Bowl.
What are you talking about? I mean, all they have to do is get in. They got an 11%.
What are the odds on FanDuel right now for the Chiefs? I might sprinkle some money on this. The odds on FanDuel for the Chiefs to make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'll do this with you, Izzy, if you want to do it.
Wow, I thought you were going to say just to make the playoffs, because just to make the playoffs, on FanDuel, the Chiefs are plus 490.
Plus 490 to make the playoffs. How about make it to the Super Bowl?
Conference winner?
Yep, to make it to the Super Bowl.
Plus 2,200.
Yep.
Wow, plus 2,200. You guys in?
No.
And then to win the Super Bowl, you would think it would be higher to win the Super Bowl.
Going to be further out, actually.
Really?
Plus 5,500 to win the Super Bowl. I think I'm in.
Wait, Taylor, you could be further out. It's just a flyer. Like we just throw down $100 and we see if they win. You know, if they make it, we get $2,200.
Your flyer's $100, and Taylor's like, Jesus.
It's a flyer for all four of us. I'm taking care of it. I'll take care of the bet. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I'm in.
So this is like Bear.
It's a free bet. I mean,
this is like Bear saying that he wanted to play house for anybody that wanted to bet Tulane, where whatever Tulane's odds are, add an extra 0 if you want to bet them to win the national championship. Bet with Bear. If you guys want to bet Kansas City, I'll gladly take those for you.
Wow, I would have called that hotline when I was younger. Bet with Bear. It just sounds like a lot of fun.
we could start it now. Why not?
All right. I don't think we need a hotline, but we should. You know what? We should do those commercials. Just do a 1-800 bet with Bear. It's too many numbers.
Taylor, that's very nice of you. So you will book our bet, even though you're part of the bet. So it's a win-win for you, I would say, right?
So I would just take the bet, and then if the Chiefs somehow make it to the Super Bowl, just figure it out from there.
Declare bankruptcy and retire.
I got to tell you, kiddo, I am so proud of you. Figure it out from there is my motto. I mean,
oh, God. This is scaring the shit out of me.
What, Taylor turning into me?
No, you figuring it out from there being your motto.
Oh, God. Izzy, I am told that there is sound from the great Michael Wilbon, who didn't mince his words as it relates to Notre Dame. Mikey A is getting that sound as we speak. I'll play it for you in a minute and just get your reaction here. So one of the most esteemed journalists we have in sports media, and there aren't many of them, okay? But Michael Wilbon is certainly one of them. Here's what he had to say about Notre Dame after not making the college football playoffs.
How hypocritical is Notre Dame? Let me, the ACC, as long as I get my paycheck and then behave like this.
To be fair,
Notre Dame.
To be fair, you've hated Notre Dame your whole life.
And you loved them, and you stumped for them. I admit to
hate them.
Now I hate them today. I'm glad they're home. I'm glad they're going nowhere. No playoffs.
The show is going to end. We're not doing any more stories.
Get out,
because
Notre
you're just
Dame.
going on and on and on.
Please.
You hate them.
I do hate them.
Go ahead.
Today more than ever.
Read.
And I got reason.
Read.
And I got support.
Read.
Huh? Hate Notre Dame. Yeah.
Yes.
Boo.
So that's
Taylor
Michael
Loves
Wilbon
it.
with Tony Kornheiser, PTI. Now, listen, I also hate Notre Dame, but I'm not Michael Wilbon. So
Taylor loves that, doesn't he?
he's not mincing his words. He hates Notre Dame. I mean,
So this is similar for me, where if Miami, people are like, oh, you didn't want Miami in the playoffs. I'm like, yeah, I didn't want Miami in the playoffs because I hate them.
right. Yes.
Okay.
But again, you're not Michael Wilbon. So.
Right. So if you are either someone like Stugotz, who's not expected to be of this journalistic integrity type, right? You just say what you feel, and that's what you're here to do. Yeah. Taylor, who came up in a time where media was changing and really nobody knew what objectivity was anyway, loves this because it's just like, hey, let me be honest. To me,
I'm a journalist in Taylor's eyes. I am. Yeah.
No, yeah, totally.
He doesn't know anybody. What he doesn't know, is he? I mean,
but the thing with an established, even opinionist, but somebody with his background, I don't want to hear that you hate somebody. Now, I don't know how much longer Mike Wilbon has in his career. Maybe he's going to retire next year and nobody has to listen to him. But I don't want to hear that you have a bias towards something that strong, because then I'm just never going to listen to you on that subject, whether it be that team, a team that team plays, a conference that team is in, a division that team is in. Like, all of it is heavily skewed when you are willing to admit on national TV, I hate Notre Dame. And so it's sports. Like, what you calling hate isn't really hate. It's just we can find an objectivity level there and find a different way to discuss that. I don't think it's fair to put different standards on him now that he's, basically, like we're saying, just an opinionist going on TV and saying what he thinks. But it bugs me a little bit. But
so his opinions are supposed to be soaked in integrity, and they're not. So you're saying you're going to have a hard time taking him seriously on other topics because, for all you know, he just hates the topic that he's talking about.
Let's just use somebody else because Mike's been just in this for so long. But if I'm listening to Tim Bontemps, right? He's NBA writer for ESPN, and he goes on a podcast to give his opinions. If he says on said podcast, "Hey, I hate the Miami Heat,"
right?
Well, okay, then everything you ever write or mention about the Miami Heat is colored with that hatred. And so it's not an opinion that is objective. It's not an opinion that some third party should really, that's trying to figure out what they think about this, or maybe even finding a different argument to argue with. They're just going to be like, well, it's soaked in subjectivity, and it's not really somebody that is looking at this the right way. And so, yeah.
Izzy, I understand because you're a journalist, and so I understand why I feel like you're hanging on to some things that are important to you that may not be important to a lot of people,
which is
integrity, right?
Which is what I'm saying. Like, it's just a different age, and it is. If he is to be doing that for a living, and people want to know who he loves and who he hates, great. That's a different time. But for me, like, if I came up a little later than Mike, but it's something that doesn't feel right to say.
Did Bill Simmons start that where he kind of showed like, okay, it's okay to show a little fandom?
Well, it would make sense because what is his journalistic background?
Right. See, I don't mind journalists showing their fandom. I really don't. In fact, I prefer that journalists show their fandom. I like it. I like that we've arrived here where a journalist can feel like, hey, I could say I hate Notre Dame, or in the case of Michael Wilbon, because this for me is the definitive date as to when journalism died. I could wear a Cubs jersey after the Cubs win a World Series on SportsCenter on ESPN because I'm that big of a fan of the Cubs. Like, I think we've jumped the shark on. And Izzy, by the way, for me, and this is just for me, okay, whether it's Lebitard, whether it's Stephen A. Smith, whether it's Wilbon, whether it's Kornheiser, they've all jumped into the circus tent because they had to. It's a matter of survival.
And that's why I praised you when you called me a journalist.
But when Stephen A. reports on something serious, I still believe Stephen A. Diana Rossini could come on here and take phone calls as her mom, but when she puts out a report on an NFL trade, I'm believing it because she's great at her job. It doesn't ruin their credibility for me.
If Diana Rossini publicly says, I hate the LA Chargers, she's not getting the right information from the Chargers. She's not going to be able to do her job properly because they're going to be like, what are you talking about? You just said on TV that you hate us. Like, why would I give you information and then you can't even do your job as well?
Right, but I'm making the larger point. It'd be a stupid thing for her to do. I'm making the larger point that you can act like a clown, you can act like a fan, and I'm still, because I followed your work and your career, when Michael Wilbon says something or reports something, I'm still going to take it seriously, even if he is wearing a Cubs jersey.
But I guess that's the point. When was the last time you reported anything, really?
He hasn't.
It's just about give me your opinion and I'm good.
So if you want to hide your fandom as a sports journalist, you just have to do it like Greg Cody does and just pick the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl every year.
That's how you do it. Yes.
Look, I just blame my editors at the Alligator at the University of Florida, Mark Long, Andrew Schulstry, now Andrea Adelson. They just hammered it home. It's like, you got to be objective. You got to keep an arm's distance. You can't. And I was just like, fine. And it was like, it made me nervous to even watch a Gators football game because I was just like, oh shit, I can't cheer, can I? It was just hammered home so well when I was in school that it just, I don't know, it hits me a little different.
Right, but when you see Wilbon cheering with a Cubs jersey on, don't you think that's the day journalism died and we're all free to do whatever the fuck we want, right?
It changed everything. It did. Right. Like, it's different than if you are a beat writer who, like, you spend enough time around people, it's a human element. Like, you're just going to be fans of these people, right? If you like them as a human being and you're hanging around with them every single day, like, yeah, the inside, you're going to be cheering a little bit. It's why Ira Winderman is like punching me in the leg when the Miami Heat are winning a championship against Dallas. I'm like, all right, calm down, buddy. We know you're happy.
Jesus Christ. Did he really do that to you, Winderberg? I mean,
a couple times. Wait, what?
Should that Wilbon Cubs jersey go in the Journalism Hall of Fame?
Yep.
Is there a Journalism Hall of Fame?
There should be. I mean, and that jersey should be in it because that's the day journalism died.